Hi, my name is Tamara, and you are watching Things You and a Monkey Should Know. Hello, hello, hello! Thank you so much for joining me again today. As you know, if you've watched some of my other videos, I'm not a professional anything except artist, but I have figured out there are a number of things around my house and out in my yard and on my cars that I can do myself, and often save myself time, money, and even aggravation, so I hope you have saved those things now too. Today, we are going to be cleaning out the drain on a vintage Sub-Zero refrigerator. And when I say vintage, I mean like late 80s, so that's pretty vintage. I believe that this information should actually be applicable to other makes of refrigerators. For sure, the clean out part is, but there's a lot of things actually that older refrigerators, or maybe just refrigerators in general, have in common. So let's get started. Have you ever walked into your kitchen and seen something like this happening out of your refrigerator and sometimes even the freezer? It gives you that sinking feeling, doesn't it? Because the first thing you're gonna think is, oh no, there's a broken line somewhere. I'm gonna have to call a plumber and that's gonna be really expensive. Well, the good news is that there is a good chance that that is not what it is whenever it is a leak like this that you can see is falling out of the refrigerator. The most likely suspect right here is a clogged drain. Before I start about telling you what we're going to need today, we are going to go ahead and pull the stuff out of the bottom of the refrigerator so that we can get to our drain and make sure that that is actually what the problem is here. Well, clearly I should clean the refrigerator while I have stuff out of the bottom of it. That is not the purpose of this clip. I want to show you that this is in fact a drain issue. So you see that, all that water there? This is the drain. Now in most refrigerators and even freezers, you're gonna find a drain line like this under wherever the coils are. So the coils for this refrigerator are actually right back here. There's a big panel that juts out a little bit into the fridge, and our drain is right here. So through the process of cooling and turning off and people opening the door and blah, 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 all that stuff, it's got to have a place to be able to drain that sweat. And this does, over time, build up yuck and junk. Now that we figured out that it is, in fact, that clogged drain that is causing our problem, here are the things that you're going to need today. You're going to need a small rag towel, a larger rag towel. You're going to need some kind of either a little brush that'll fit down into your drain tube, or if you have a drain tube that is not as old as mine, I have a lot of concerns about it cracking, so I'm using something very gentle. But you can also get a little bitty snake, like a little bitty plumber's snake, and use that, and then you can get further down in that tube than I can. Now, I've had really good luck using this so far, so until I have to change, this is what I'm sticking with. You will need to have a little eyedropper. Well, not a little one, you kind of want a big one. You're going to need to have bleach, and you want to have real bleach. You don't want splashless bleach because, hey, guess what? Splashless bleach does not kill algae and stuff that grows in refrigerators. I mean, it might look like it does, but it doesn't. I promise. I've been through this already. You're going to need a little container to pour this bleach into so that you're not trying to deal with this big bottle the whole time. And because we are using splashy bleach, you're going to need some kind of protective eyewear. And I don't care what it is, just make sure that you have something so that the bleach cannot get to your eyeballs. Well, the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to turn off our refrigerator so that it is not sitting here running while we are trying to do this. And even though it's probably not going to take us that long, we still don't want it on. The next thing that we are going to do is we're going to take our large towel and we're going to go ahead and mop out this water that has accumulated down in the bottom of the refrigerator. You also want to go ahead and soak up all the excess water that you can away from this little drain area because we don't want to dilute our bleach back here. We want to dilute it, not dilute it as much as possible. So y'all, this is probably the nastiest part, what I'm about to do right here. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my little brush down into this drain tube and I am going to start pulling the yuck out of it, because in mine, all of the gunk seems to accumulate right up here at the top. And so I typically have a lot of nasty stuff that comes out right here. I'm going to see if I can very carefully remove this track right here, because it will make it so much easier for me to be able to get to that drain tube. I've pretty well gotten this cleared out now from the scrubbing. Now, another thing that you may find that you have in here is some accumulated ice, because as your refrigerator runs and it cools and it warms, and not warms, but you know, isn't quite as cool while it's not running, it can build up some ice in this tube. And then whenever, if there's already ice in there and then it runs again, it can build up more until it causes a clog. So if that is also contributing to your issue, you can get some tap hot water. Don't do boiling, don't microwave your water. Just tap hot so that it's not super shocking. And if you can see the ice, so you know that you have ice, you can take that little dropper and you can drop some hot water down here, which will help to melt that ice and get you on your way to unclogging. I am now going to go ahead and pour a little bit of bleach. Oh, hey, this is a brand new one. Into my cup. If you are uncomfortable handling bleach even in the bottle without gloves, by all means get some gloves, because you know it is pretty caustic, nasty stuff. Definitely put on your eye protection at this point. And now we're going to put a bit of it down that drain. Now the truth is, my drain actually looks pretty clear. This is really just a precaution to make sure that I kill anything that happens to be living in here. Just gonna go ahead and put a little dropper full down there, see if any of it comes back up to the top. None of it came back, so the drain is definitely unclogged, and hopefully it will stay that way for quite a while now. Depending on what kind of fridge you have a drain line that'll either drain into your main sewer line, or you may just have a drain pan. And yes, I know I'm putting straight bleach down this, but where it winds up in that drain pan will actually dilute it quite a bit, so I'm not concerned about it landing down underneath the fridge. Now that we have our line clean, let's go ahead and take this opportunity to clean the refrigerator and put everything back in, and we're gonna do it real fast. Was that bad? No. Was it bad the very first time I did it? Absolutely. In fact, the very first time, because it was clogged up all the way down, now we just get a little clog up at the top, I took a piece of large diameter weed eater string and I ran it down that tube until I got the clog out. I know that's a weird way to do it, but you know what? That stuff doesn't damage anything and it doesn't catch on anything. Now I don't have to do that. I just have to use that little brush and we're good to go. Now, if you clean out your refrigerator ever so often, which obviously I need to finish cleaning mine, but at least the bottom part of it is nice and clean now, right? But probably I would say that a good idea would be to just drop a little bit of bleach down that tube every time that you clean out your refrigerator, which is probably like once every 6 months, right? Or every 6 years, who knows? No judgment, because I don't really enjoy cleaning the refrigerator out either. But I do like having a refrigerator that doesn't drip on the floor. So now we are set, and I should definitely follow my own advice. And next time that I'm cleaning out the refrigerator, put some bleach down that tube. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and do that now. And thank you very much to everybody who already has. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and I hope you have a great week.